In today's show, we check out some top quality action from the CMAC World Cup with analysis from two elite WACO representatives, plus another juicy inside scoop from UC MMA. Welcome to MA News. We've got an absolutely action-packed programme for you today, guys, so don't blink or you'll miss all the best bits. In store for you with critical analysis and expert roundups from two of the most respected fighters, coaches, referees, instructors, school owners you could ask for. You name it. Both of my guests today have either won it or scored a head kick on it. Sitting first to my right is head coach of WACO GB, Neville Ray, and beside him, vice president of WACO, Peter Edwards. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here today, guys. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thanks for having us.
No problem at all. I mean, it's a pleasure for me to be in the shadow of two legends, if I may say so. Could you kick us off with your backgrounds in martial arts, please? Neville, if you could start.
Yes, started off with Laogar Kung Fu in Birmingham under Master Jeremy Yao. Progressed from Laogar into the fighting side of the art, which is mainly the kickboxing. Did semi-contact with full contact as well. Enjoyed the full contact, but enjoyed more so the semi-contact part of the kickboxing, and I've been there ever since.
Excellent. So how long have you been an exponent of Laogar for?
I've practiced Laogar for over 30 years now, and still practicing it, and I'm still enjoying it.
Excellent. Well, if I had to guess your age, I'd say you'd practiced Laogar before you were even born.
I probably was, and when the club came along, I took it up.
Fantastic. Mr. Evans, if you could kick us off with your background, please.
Well, I started doing Taekwondo, and in my time, it was be part of a gang or be part of a martial arts class. So my mum pushed me towards martial arts, and I did it for a few years, and I came across Neville Ray's class in Croydon, where I'm from, and then I had to feel like I had to go and try it out myself to be the best of my field.
Excellent. So was Neville sort of a legend of the area then?
Oh, he was so much a legend because every magazine in those days, we used to open the magazine, there was Neville Ray's face there. So who's this person, Neville Ray's in Croydon, down my area? So me and my friend popped along the club and we saw Neville Ray there. At the time I was doing Taekwondo, so I tried my kicking skills at Neville, but he put me down about 3 or 4 times, and then I thought that's what I need to do, Laogar. I've been practicing it ever since.
That's the mark of a sensei, isn't it? Put their students down, put their students into the place when they first come and train.
Well, I can assure you, it really did hurt because I landed my coccyx about 3 times, and when my mother screamed at me, and I thought to myself, I'm going back there again.
I want more.
It is.
That's martial arts. That's the real key figures, isn't it? The ones who get bashed about the first time and then they think, I want to go back for more, I want to get better. Those are the people who really succeed, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Those are the ones. Excellent. So you guys have both had quite successful, well, I say quite successful, extremely successful fight careers. Mm-hmm. What do you reckon your best moments in fighting careers are? Neville, if you could get
For me, obviously, winning the World Championships, winning the European Championships, winning the British Championships. But my ultimate goal was actually winning the US Open because I'd won everything else, and as far as I was concerned within my fighting career, there was one title that I wanted to win. Everybody wanted to win the US Open. I went along to US Open, first time, lost out. Then I went again, I won the US Open, and I felt on top of the world. After I'd won the US Open, I thought, right, this is it. This is the icing on the cake for me. I said to the guys who were on my team at the time, I said, guys, this is it. This is what I wanted. This is it now. I'm finished with fighting. I'm going to be behind you guys, sitting down in the chair, coaching you.
Excellent. Well, I suppose once you've hit the top of your game, why bother going on? If you've done everything you want to do, you can go and do other things, can't you? I mean,
absolutely.
Take on new challenges. Mm-hmm. That's excellent. And Mr. Edwards, if you could, what's your best moment?
The best moment was 91 Crystal Palace, and at the time they was filming the gala for the Olympics, and they were switching the cameras from the gala to the kickboxing at the time because it wasn't the arena. And it was amazing for me because I was there in front of the mat, in front of the best person, and I knew between me and the American guy, if I get round him, I knew I won it then because I knew the final was some guy from France, so it was quite easy either guy. But the best moment is beating the American guy.
Fantastic.
And winning in your own ground.
Excellent. Well, it's always nice to win on your home turf, isn't it? You've got all your fans. Whoop, whoop.
Absolutely. Not only that, I only lived down the road as well, so it was my own ground.
Mum, gran, uncle, auntie, everyone came to watch. Fantastic. Now, most of the viewers out there will know about an old tournament. It's Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
If you guys could just tell us a little bit about Clash of the Titans, because there's a lot of hearsay about it, and it was a fantastic moment in martial arts. So if you guys have any stories you want to share about that, that'd be great.
Well, I've fought in it quite a few times actually. Won and lost quite a few times. It's just an amazing tournament. It's slightly different to what I'm used to, because I'm used to doing light points, and to switch over to light contact it's not much different, but it's a continuation of fighting without stopping, and I found it really good as well.
Fantastic. Did you ever fight on Clash of the Titans, Neville?
I stopped fighting, but I'd like to say that Bob Sykes brought out what I thought was an animal event. Animal in the best sense, because it brought together the top teams in the country. And it was a fantastic idea that he put in front of the spectators. And I enjoyed Clash of the Titans because it wasn't a case of the North versus the South. It was a case of this team against that team. And we used to travel up to Huddersfield and we used to get along to the competition. And when you walked in, it was like there was bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
It was just an amazing feeling. We did well because the top teams always took part. And it was a Clash of the Titans, exactly what the title says. And if you won the Clash of the Titans, you knew that you were the team of at the time.
Fantastic.
So the concept was great, and I do believe it's still going on strong now.
Excellent. We'll have to see if we can get involved in that. Would you guys fight again?
No, there's no way I'm putting on any gloves and boots anymore, because I've been running competitions for so long now. There'll be a few people who would like to give me a bit of a clip.
What about you, Peter?
Well, to be quite honest, last year is my last year, and I think, even now, as I say it's the last year, when you just imagine sitting down in a chair and watching the event, it just makes you want to put the gloves on again, because that's where we're from, our background from day dot, Neville and myself.
You get that bug, don't you?
Yeah, it's something you can't get rid of.
Excellent. Well, guys, I'm a little proud to say we've actually dug up a small memento from your fighting days. Let's take a look. Excellent. So let's talk us through this photo here, guys. Who have we got in this?
Yeah, this is the old Southeast Martial Arts Club. I say old because obviously we've all aged a little bit since that photograph was taken. That was actually at a competition in Peterborough, and that was my A team of that year.
Now, this was the A team.
This
was probably the team.
I think we won everything that was going on in Great Britain. Starting off with a person to my left, that was Michael Bavell from Essex. Then we had Dennis Wilson from Battersea, Stephen Brooks from Croydon, myself in the middle, Peter Edwards from Croydon, and the one and only Kevin Brewerton from Blackheath, which was an amazing team. And we used to travel the birth of the country, competing against everyone and any team. And I like to add that, we were just unbeatable.
Excellent. Fantastic. Nice hair, by the way, Peter.
I know, it's gone. It's all gone now. That's over the years we've put into it.
That's tournament stress for you.
It is, yes.
With regards to the Clash of the Titans again, the Warriors team, featuring fighters like Joe Tierney and coached by Alfie Lewis who fought the Warriors? Did you guys ever come up against them?
Well, I fought in the Warriors team once.
In the Warriors team?
Yes, I did, yes. I fought in my team first, was United Martial Arts. And I was the only one in the United Martial Arts who won in the team event. I think I fought Bob Sykes' brother.
Oh, Tony Sykes.
Yeah, Tony. And he picked me up. He's trying to rough me around, so I roughed him around. It was an amazing event at the time. So after that, Alfie said, right, you want to be a part of it? The next Clash of the Titan, I was actually in their team.
Oh, wow.
Fighting against the Taekwondo team. So I fought with them once.
Were you coaching Lau Gar?
I was coaching
team
Lau Gar
at the time?
Yeah.
No, what did you think about Peter moving over to the Warriors team?
Well, things happen in life and people move on. And as we know in martial arts, these things do happen. But in those days, I just want to go back and say that a lot of competitions held weekend in, weekend out around the country, regardless to whichever association you belonged to, which style you did, everybody used to turn up at the various competitions. And it was great because if you lost this weekend after there would be another competition, and you would see the same fighters at that competition. We didn't actually take part in Clash of the Titans to start with, but then when we came into Clash of the Titans, we made some waves because we were the team. Lau Gar team was the team, always were the team to beat. And when we first went along to Clash of the Titans, it was like, you know, hey, the Logari's here, and it brought out everybody, and it was great. It was fantastic.
See the fear on their eyes when you walk through the door.
Well, you know, it was a great feeling. It was a great feeling for me to actually lead a great team, and a lot of those guys are still active with me now. So I'd like to say, you know, it was a pleasure to be a part of, you know, coaching those guys.
It certainly was a great time in martial arts. Well, these guys are obviously more than qualified to take on all comers on the mats, and we visited the CMAC World Cup in Windsor to see how they handled the barrage of enthusiastic parents, exuberant coaches and top quality fighters. Adrian Gardner reports.
Yes, thanks, Tom. Yes, we're here in Windsor at the Sports Centre, and do you know what? This is absolutely massive. It's one of the biggest tournaments I've certainly been to, and we've got 7 areas, and it's covering absolutely everything from the junior sparring right through to the musical forms. Check out all the best bits. Well, it's 7:30 and there's still plenty of action going on. It's been an absolutely incredible day, and there is plenty of action to watch under the CMAC tab of the player. For now, it's back to the studio.
That looks jam-packed. How many people were there, do you reckon?
It was a very busy day. I think it passed all my expectations for the turnout. I'm amazed that, you know, we actually got the day through. But I think the proof in the pudding is with the people that help you out. Floor managers, Roy Baker and Lloyd Allen, chief referee, Brian Beck and Peter Edwards. Everyone did a fantastic job. Putting on a tournament of that volume is not easy. There's a lot of organising that, you know, it's months of organising, but I've got a great team of workers who helps out. The guys who can't give up their Saturday to come along and set up the arena, all the referees who turn up on the day to help out at the event. But, you know, I haven't got a number on the amount of people that were there because I still, up to now, gone through all the draw sheets and registration forms. But, you know, as Adrian said, it was a fantastic turnout, and I'm just pleased that everybody had a great day.
I'd just leave it up to speculation if I were you, because if I was watching that, I'd say, oh, it's 5,000 people, 6,000 people. I'd go crazy. But, I mean, it was a fantastic day. I mean, obviously, tournaments of this scale don't come about by magic. It's vast amounts of organisation to bring it all together. Adrian caught up with one of the men who makes it all happen.
So we're at the CMAC World Cup in London, and I'm joined now by Lloyd Allen, a third-degree black belt and also the floor manager of the event today. Welcome, Lloyd. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So, floor manager, that sounds a very busy role.
It's so much. Well, basically my job is to make sure everything runs smoothly, all the categories are called out on time, all the fighters know exactly what area to be on, and basically just to keep it flowing all the way through.
And how many categories are there today? It's a fantastically busy event.
Today's we've got over 70-odd categories, and we've got 7 areas running at the moment. And as I said, each area obviously consists of at least 20 fighters in each categories.
Yeah, and how many people would you estimate are here overall?
But as you can see, there's well over 2,000 people here at the moment.
Yeah, it's a fantastic turnout. How does this fit within the CMAC Super League calendar?
Well, this is one of the Super League tournament, basically, because we have one every month. But this is the only World Cup one we have once a year.
Oh, okay.
And, the fighters you see on the circuit, they all enter the CMAac Super League tournament, which is run up and down the country.
Yep.
Right there.
Tell us more about your own club then, and also your championship role in the past.
Yeah, well, I've managed to reach as far as world silver medalist and European champion in light continuous.
Fantastic result.
And I also teach a few classes in Bristol.
Yep.
And we're known as the Bristol Death Squad.
The Bristol Death Squad.
That's right.
That's a good title.
And as you said, we've been going for over 30 years. And
Many students?
We've got quite a few students, and it's from our student in Bristol, we've got people like Sean Vera and Sharon Gill, who's become world champion, 5-time world champions and things like that.
Oh,
So
you've got some real champions in your club. That's
Bristol,
great.
yeah.
So, what styles do you teach then? You were telling me about Lao Gar
That's
Kung
it.
Fu?
We teach Lao Gar Kung Fu and also kickboxing.
Yep.
And basically we try and enter as many tournaments as we can to give the kids a chance to see what a fighting standard could be.
Fantastic. And how many years were you competing? How many years have you been training?
I've been training for 35 years at least. And I've been completing, it's only the last 6 years or so I stopped actually fighting.
Oh, right.
But I'm more concentrating
so about
on
20 years of competing
that's
across
right.
the world.
That's right.
Well, that's fantastic. And do you enjoy, obviously you enjoy teaching and that, and do you enjoy your role as floor manager and all the buzz of the tournament?
I do. I look forward for it every month. And me and Neville goes back a long way because me and Neville, obviously the organiser, we usually fight on the same circuit, and that's how we got to know each other. And we've been together for a long time. In fact, it was us who helped form the Super League.
That's absolutely superb. Any chance of a veterans category then, having a little spar with Neville?
Well, I'd love to. If Neville's up for it, tell him I'm up for it.
Fantastic. Lloyd, thank you so much for joining us. And enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Amazing, amazing. I think when we interviewed Lloyd, he didn't know that we'd have you in as a guest to watch that.
I shall see him soon.
Yeah, no, the challenge has been laid down now. You have to whip him around the mats at your club, I think.
Yeah.
Excellent, fantastic. So, is it vital to have a floor manager like Lloyd at a tournament that size?
No,
Yeah.
you have to really, because in the stress that Neville goes through just organising the tournament itself, you need someone there to run the floor for you. Which is another thing for him to do. So.
I mean, we were there and he was buzzing around all over the place. I mean, you were as well, Neville. I mean, you had a healthy sweat on more than the fighters did.
I think I break out in a sweat before the event even starts, which is a good thing to have. But then I know that my day will run smoothly because I've got some great people helping out. It is important for me to look after all the people who help me out, to make sure that they're all getting what they expect from me, because I know what I'll get back from them. I'll get 100% commitment. Lloyd sweats a lot because he does so much walking around the floor. You got to remember that he's covering a vast area, 7 different areas, and to be able to do that, he's got to be fit.
The logistics of that are incredible, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's great. Now we can pitch his style with the sunglasses on the back of the head. Everyone's going to be doing that now. It's perfect.
He's been doing it for a few years, hasn't he?
Amazing stuff so far, and plenty more ready to explode in a few moments on MA News. Fantastic. Obviously, the coaches are a vital part of the tournament, but it's obviously the people behind the scenes that make the difference. MAaction.com correspondent Chris Jansen-Piers reports.
Hiya, Chris Jansen-Piers again. I'm here today with Darryl Bagley out at Sheffield. We just have a chat to him. Darryl, tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi Chris, I am an executive member of the Amateur Martial Association, and my role within the organisation is a first aid officer, and I'm responsible for providing cover on AMA tournaments.
Great, and I can see you've got your partner with you. Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm James. I'm a paramedic with ambulance service. I've been a paramedic for 17 years. I've known Darryl about 5.
Right.
And I've been kickboxing in that time.
Okay, so working together as a good team. Today you're out here with the AMA. You've got different formats that you work with, Darryl. Tell us a bit about the medical support you expect to be given today and the safety record of the organisers.
Right, the AMA tournaments have got an absolutely excellent record, very, very few injuries. What injuries we do deal with are minor, strains, sprains, nosebleeds, etc., and a few winded casualties, but nothing serious.
So just general type accidents, easy to deal with. James, you're part of the team. Have you seen anything other than that? Are you quite happy?
Yeah, it's very safe to do. You're very safe. You had nosebleeds, windings. I think I had one dislocated shoulder once, but that was an isolated injury.
And obviously we've got the children, so a little bit of extra care there.
Yes, well, a little bit more cautious with the children. We do tend to go on more to deal with the children than adults, mainly because they're so young. You get caught, you're not used to getting caught. And sometimes just a little bit of tender loving care, really.
So, saying that, what about the training of your staff? These are going to be capable, and I know you've got assistants here today. So, how do you go about the training of your staff?
We actually recruit our staff primarily from a martial arts background, so they've all got a keen interest in martial arts. They come to us with the right sort of qualifications. They're either healthcare professionals or community responders. We then develop them through scenario-based training and prepare them for tournament-based type injuries that they're likely to deal with.
Right, that's great. Also, what about other competitions, James? You're involved in different formats, obviously. I mean, today we're here on the mats, but maybe you might be in the ring next week. So, how do you deal with the different types of competitions?
We sort of prepare really for all sorts of injuries. We do a lot of MMA, so that's a lot of groundwork. So we sort of train staff to look for like dislocations. We get more knockouts as well in the ring fights. So sort of think of airway problems. Gum shields can cause us a big problem. As effective as they are, they can cause a big issue, can't they, the gum shields?
Okay. Have you got anything further to add on that, Daryl?
Yeah, full contact, obviously, events are a little bit more dangerous.
Yep.
However, all the full contact events we attend have got very strict safety procedures in place. So the injuries are minimised, and obviously we're dealing with athletes who are used to this type of environment. But we do get a lot of knockouts and a lot of broken noses, the normal stuff you would expect for receiving full contact blows to the head.
Which I suppose you can receive in any sport. It doesn't have to be martial arts, does it?
Definitely.
Right.
A lot more dangerous sports out there than martial arts.
I can see you're busy today, but I do know that while you're out here, you're being supported by the rest of your team, which is good to see. Where are you next, just to finish off?
Next week we're at Newark for the junior full contact event.
Right,
so
back with the juniors again.
Yeah, back with the juniors again. Yeah, providing cover all day next Sunday on the 26th.
Great stuff. Well, thanks very much for your time today, to both of you. It's been great speaking to you. Chris Jansen-Pierce.
Excellent. Well, obviously the medic staff have a big part to play at tournaments. I mean, what's the CMAC safety record like? I mean, I was there, I didn't see hardly any injuries occurring.
We have a great team of first aiders that follows the CMAC Super League. We usually use the Red Cross. Pat Morgan, who's the head of Red Cross, the CMAC tournaments is the only tournament that they will cover in Berkshire because we have got a good record. And one of the reasons that we've got a good record is because the referees do such a grand job. There is always going to be injuries, but we know that if there is an injury, our qualified first aiders are there making sure that every person that gets injured is looked after straight away.
Well, it's a contact sport. You have to expect these things to happen, even if you hope to God that they don't. I mean, you have to expect them, don't you? I mean, you wouldn't go onto a rugby pitch and have absolutely no medical staff there. I mean, this is a contact sport. These guys come here to fight, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why we would not run a competition without first aid. The volume of the last competition that we had, 7 areas running, we had 3 first aiders for each area. So, if 2 people get injured at the same time, there's 1 first aider ready to go somewhere else or to assist on something else. And that's one of the great working relationships that we've had with the Red Cross, because they've been following the Super League around now for 17 years. This is our 17th year of the Super League. So, they do a grand job, and we always, at the end of the year when we have our special fight night, they come along, they get to sit down, have a meal with everyone that go along to the Super League, get an evening of pampering. We present different awards to them and such forth, because they support us, so we have to support them.
Excellent, that sounds lovely. Well, I'm going to put out a public request now. I would like a ticket to that. I don't know what you guys...
Ticket will be given to you, myself.
Fantastic. So the perks of being a host. Now, a new feature to our news. We've recently had many requests from people wanting to know where they can expect to see us filming next. So we bring you our answer, the Tourna Map, where we'll be telling you guys exactly where you need to go if you want to be part of the MA Action tournament circuit. Now, it's over to our brand new MA Action tournament buff, Courtney. How's it going, Courtney?
Not too bad, yourself?
Yeah, excellent, thank you. Thanks for coming down and doing this for us today.
It's not a problem.
Excellent. Well, I'll let you get on with what you've got to do. Take it away, Courtney.
So guys, August is looking slightly quiet with only a small number of tournament hotspots popping up around the country. Firstly, coming out of the east, we've got some senior judo in Thetford, which promises to peak in temperature around 12 o'clock. Moving westerly, you can see a gathering of Taekwondo cloud over the Wildcats Arena in Nottingham. Large downpours of action are expected any time after 10 o'clock. Oh, is that upside down? That's it for August, but September is looking promising, with the WACO Junior Championships claiming a 7-day spell of extreme tournament heat, along with the Northwest Open of the AMA in Bolton, and the IKF full contact kickboxing from Kent, both on the 11th of September, helping to quickly raise the full contact flood levels. You can find the full details on all of these competitions in our events section on our Facebook page. Tom.
Nice stuff, Courtney. Well done. Fantastic. It's almost like you've done that before.
No.
I think you're a weather girl in disguise. What do you reckon?
No. Maybe.
So, well, you've obviously done weather girl before. You're not going to fool me. I know you've done martial arts before. Tell us a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Well, I did a bit of Taekwondo, and then I sort of moved on to Judo, which I found a bit more exciting. But then since I got older, the boys in my group got a bit bigger, so I beat them up. It went the other way round.
I'm totally not surprised. I mean, the size of the heels you've got on today, I wouldn't take you on. They look absolutely lethal. In reality, guys, she's about 3 feet tall.
Oh,
No, she's not really. She's not really. Fantastic. Now, last month, we reported on Jason Barrett's challenge to Alex Reid to get back in the cage. Well, there have been plenty of further developments on this score. And to tell you all about it, we cross over to our London correspondent studio where Dave O'Donnell reports.
Welcome to MAaction News Desk. It's all about belts on the line. It's all about Alex Reid and Jason Badass Barrett. It's all about Dean Amazinger and Luke Sainz. August the 6th at the Troxy. You can't miss it because it all started a long, long time ago in the Cage Fighter Studios. Check a look, take a look, have a talk, whatever you want to do. But check out this unseen footage.
Look, you got some white stuff on here.
Oh, God. Welcome back to Cage Fighter. Now, in the first half, we talked about Alex, how well he's doing. We've heard you got a film coming up, Alex. Tell us about your film. Well, right there, we're trying to film the hell. Jesus. Jay,
No.
No, Dave, mate. Chill down. Oh, right. Turn cameras off, right. Camera off. Dave, turn the cameras off. You're
Whoa, jeez. What's going down? Peter, sort him out. Get him out. Get him out of here. What the what's that all about? Hang on, my mic's gone.
mate, I'm not having you sit down.
I'm not sitting down.
Jesus Christ! No, mate, no, Dave, what's he doing there? Jump, mate! Jump, mate! Dave, you're out of order, Dave! You're out of order!
Mate, you want to chill out? Chill the out. Jesus. Jesus.
Mate, you didn't he? Problem.
What's up?
This is Alex. This is Alex Reid. Calm down, Alex.
Calm
down.
Calm.
Woosa.
Whoosh.
Woosa. Guys, look, I'm really sorry about the set.
Actually got me going.
I'm sorry.
I don't get it going.
Wow. You see what I mean? Jason stalked his man down, didn't care where it was, how it was, he just got the job done. But after that, it got even worse. Guess what he did then? He went to Alex's gym and dragged him out of the gym. Check this out.
I've come all the way down there to call you out, outside your own gym, bruv. Outside your own gym, full Saturday.
Hold on.
Jesus. Oh, mate. Yeah?
Come on.
I respect you, Paul. Yeah?
Listen, you want to get your
That's exactly what I'm
get paid?
That's
Alright, it's on. It's happening.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. We ain't seen that in a little while, bruv.
Fight's on. Let's go. Fight's on. It's happening. Fight's on.
What a naughty boy. Even outside the guy's gym, he'd give it the big one, the Joey big ones. Remember, you can see that fight on prime time and on MA Action a couple of days after. It all gets wonky, but here we go again. This was when Jason had nearly had the contract signed, but not quite. So he followed him and Chantel to a nice little restaurant in Soho. Check this one out.
Sign a contract for what?
Well, there you have it, folks. August the 6th at the Troxy. Get your tickets now. Have a view now. primetime.co.uk.com, whatever, but it's prime time and it's August the 6th. Or stay tuned to MA Action for all your funky needs and fisty little cuffs. People, we love you and we'll see you next time on News Desk.
Thanks, Dave. Now, I've been assured that none of this has been staged and that Jason Barrett is genuinely causing a lot of issues for Alex Reid. This fight is shaping up to be a doozy. Now, what do you guys think about the way Jason Barrett's going about getting this fight with Alex?
Well, Alex has got the name.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's out there in the
Alex has got a
public eye,
name, you know. I've watched some of Alex's fight. In fact, I used to see Alex fighting at the CMAX Super Leagues.
Really? So he used to do some light continuous?
Yeah, he used to do light continuous at the Super League in the early days.
You heard it here first, folks.
And obviously, Jason wants to fight him, you know, but he's going to have to wait until the fight is on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is, I mean, he's getting a lot of impetus behind his challenge. I mean, you really hope that when people do that, they can really back it up in the ring, don't you? I mean,
exactly.
History has told us. I mean, you have to walk the walk to be
you
able to talk
walk
the
the
talk.
walk if you can talk the talk, you know.
Exactly.
And then when the fight comes on, you got to deliver.
Exactly.
Well,
I mean, that's
the thing is as well, guys. Alex is number one, and that's what you got to do that to get to number one. If you want to be as good as him and has his name, you got to do whatever you got to do to get to him. So this is why he's doing everything to make the fight happen. So.
Yeah, so, I mean, I suppose you can't blame him for wanting to get the fight, can you? I mean, it's amazing publicity for him, for UCMMA, for Alex Reid. I mean, I think it's just going to be a great fight. I really do. I mean, I'm going to see if I can get a few tickets. I don't know. See if I can.
Yeah, it'd be great to see.
I don't know who we've got to talk to about that, but we'll get it somehow. We'll see if we can get a few tickets. I mean, we want to be watching that fight.
Yeah, and I'm sure Dave is pleased with the response that he's got for his show.
I think so. I mean,
so,
I think he's
you know,
already
I'll
oversold
definitely
it.
be tuning in for that.
Yeah, definitely. Excellent. Well, remember, guys, you can see Jason Barrett and Alex Reid, the showdown on August 6th, primetime live. And of course, a couple of days later, right here on MAaction.com. Well, on that note, we've come to the end of the show. A huge thank you to my guests Neville Ray and Peter Edwards. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming down. As well as the new addition to the team, Courtney. Great job, Courtney. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook for all of our new updates. I'm Tom Vince, and I'll see you next time on MA News.